Hi everyone, today we are going to discuss the topic is decorators in Lightning Web Component implementation. As part of this demo, we are going to discuss what are the main decorators we have in Lightning Web Component implementation and a small example on track decorator, which is one of the decorators in Lightning Web Component implementation. So we have mainly three decorators that add functionality to a property or a function in Lightning Components programming model. So those are track, API, and wire decorators. So what is the purpose of track decorator here? To define a private properties value and render a component when it changes. And we can call a track property as a private reactive property. That means this property is bound to the component where you are defining the track of decorator, and when there is a change, then it automatically re-renders the changes into the template, which is HTML file in the Lightning Web component. And coming to API, whenever you want to expose a public property, or whenever you want to define a property as a public in the JavaScript, or you want to expose a public method, then API decorator will be useful. And through this, you can pass the parameter from one component to another component also. Coming to wire decorator. Wire decorator will be useful to read the Salesforce data and work with the Apex methods. In this demo, we are going to have an example on track decorator, and in the next classes, you are going to have API wire decorators examples. Let's have a simple example first with the track decorator. So now I'm going to create, before that we already have a lightning example, lightning my demo application. So in the previous demo we saw that a static property, a property with a static value. This is the one. Hello, welcome to Lightning Web Components. Now I'm going to define a property with a track variable. How it works, let's see. I'm going to create a Lightning Web component with the name welcome underscore welcome track property. Now I'm saving this to Salesforce R. So successfully saved. Whenever you want to use or you want to define a property with the track decorator, you have to import the track first, then you can define track property. Track greeting. Now we have a property. I'm taking this property, and here I am making here, and I'm going to use a lightning input same property, and I want to see that changes here automatically when I am typing in the text box. You can see the same example in LWC recipes also. I'm explaining you the same here. Name equals greetings, label equals greetings. Okay, so to hold the changes and rendering here, what we are going to do, we are going to have a method. First of all, here handle waiting changes, and we are going to send event as a property, as a parameter to this method. I am going to call this method in HTML on event top on change. Yes, see, then now here you're making, we are holding the changes to this property when there is a change in the text box. Event dot get dot value. And to make this component available for the app page, as usual, as we discussed already, we just need to make this true in metafile. And I don't want to make this available in the record page and home page. I'm removing these targets. Yeah. Now let's add the same component here. What is the component name? Welcome track property. So let's see. So if I type in here something now, welcome to decorators. See how it is working. Now if I remove this, it never renders here. So if I remove this track property, I'm removing, I'm just adding console.log here to see whether this is holding the changes or not. Let's see here. So console, and here if I change, see, I'm able to see the changes, but it is not giving any message here after I. Okay, that means whenever you remove this track property, it is not going to be reactive. It is not going to render the changes of that particular property into template. Okay, now this is the behavior of track decorator. Now again, I'll add track to track the property changes. Refreshing the page for now. See, you were able to see the changes. Now I am going to write a simple code for calculator with the same tracker property. I already prepared one empty component, that is calculator test component and calculator JavaScript file. Under that you have meta file. Okay, let's do one by one. So first thing is I'm preparing two properties, second number and result, and here I'm importing track and I need to track the result. Okay, so whenever you are using track property, you don't need to use the track property for all properties. Whatever the property you want to render or whatever the property you want to track on template from JavaScript, then only you have to use this track decorator for that particular property. Otherwise you don't need to use. If you observe here, I am not using track property for these two properties. I am not using track decorator for these two properties, but I am using a track decorator for this result property because I want to track the changes of result on template. Now along with this, now I'm going to use lightning reference, also component reference. I'm just taking this card, that means I'm trying to give you how to use lightning reference, lightning component reference. I'm just copying here and calculator example. Here I don't need to have footer. Otherwise, let's have footer and I am removing this. Okay, and I'm giving lightning input and value equals, what is the property here? First number name equals f number, label equals I'm taking second number as a property, name is s number, second number. And to make this component available on app page, I have to set the targets just like welcome page. I'm just taking this targets, go to meta file of calculator test. Here I'm removing record page and home page targets, as I have to expose this lightning web component into app page only. Yes, successfully saved. Now let's see this. Now I added two properties two lightning input tags, and in the footer I will show the result. What is the property name? Result. And in JS file, equals 0. I'm just setting default values for now. Okay, let's see. Let's add this into a page of LWC examples. Calculator test. Let's see how it looks like. Now HTML. Label. So let's see. Refresh things. See, it is a 0 now. Okay, footer, that's the result, and 0 0 for now. Now what we are going to do? So I want to calculate this result whenever I enter first number or second number. Automatically it has to reactive, or it has to react to the changes, or it has to re-render the changes on this HTML. Okay, let's do the changes now. Defining a method here to capture the changes, handle changes and event. So if event dot target dot name equals, what is the name of this component? F number. Now I want to capture this, then first number property, and another property is this yes name. Okay, now we have to make this result equals parse into this dot first number plus means I'm just converting into integer. So let's see the changes. Now let's add this method to HTML, but on change one, on change two. As usual, I'm going to use curly braces for calling this. Okay, let's see the changes here. So if you change this, okay, see, it is changing like this. This is how it works. Okay, so this is how we can work with track properties, how it is going to be reactive on template by using track property. And you can have references here, and you can see the developer guide of LWC, and you can go to the video gallery. As I told you, you have LWC video gallery